Hello, my name is Stefan and I'm the lucky driver of the Porsche who gets saved in turn 3 at Monza, what you see in the background. In this video I briefly want to explain what made me sending this message to Josh. His initial video is linked in the description. I just want to add my perspective to what went on in that race. First of all, something very obvious. This race would have looked very differently if this incident would not have happened. Josh is driving the BMW with the number 10, who got taken out in the first lap at turn 3. The qualifying session was very close, and this could have been a fun and very close race between a whole group of players. This is the LMU weekly race, which is 100 minutes long. One of the main differences to other daily races, besides the added strategy because of the length of the race, is that these kind of races have a higher multiplicator for safety and driver rating compared to other daily races. That usually should reduce unnecessary hard fights because it has quite the impact towards your rating. This particular race was split 2 of 5. In this kind of lobbies with an experienced group of drivers, I definitely try to avoid situations which could risk driver or safety ratings. Not only for me, but also for the cars around me. Many of us trying to get out of the bronze lobbies after all. Having said that, this means that I usually even don't fight with a knife between my teeth for a position in the midfield, especially if the expected gain is not worth the risk of damaging some other cars and or lose many positions. I guess the situation in turn 3 is a good example how not to take on such quite a long race. But now address the topic of the blue flag situation. Before I was sending the message into the chat, I was driving behind Josh for about 5 laps. After my second pit stop, I rejoined 2.5 seconds behind Ryan and about 5 seconds in front of Angelo. While getting my tires up to temperature, I mainly focused on the gap between Ryan, myself and Angelo, because I knew that Ryan was driving around my pace and Angelo was quicker than me. Josh had a very similar pace, but was stuck between us, being 1 lap behind because of the time he had to spend in the pits to get his BMW road legal again after the non-consensual ramming in the first lap. There have been some situations where it looked like Ryan was struggling a bit in his Ferrari. Therefore, Josh was able to get very close to him at the braking points after the straights. Following closely behind them, my gap to Ryan went down to under a second. Observing that Angelo now is catching up with us, there was only one option for me to try saving my position. I had to get past Ryan somehow. But that would mean getting into a fight with Josh first, which most likely would have resulted in additional time loss. Therefore, I waited for a good moment for him to remove himself out of this fight between Ryan, Angelo and myself. Josh himself was not in a fight for a position, so there was not really much to lose for him, maybe besides getting rid of the annoying blue signs flashing constantly on his windshield. The second option was to wait for Josh himself attack and overtake Ryan, while I still wanted to avoid a fight with Josh and most likely lose time because of our very similar pace. This might be a good moment to ask what you would have done in this situation. Risking a move with a car that is 10 places behind you, knowing that the possible gain towards my driver and my safety rating is just not worth it. I did not took the risk so close to the finish line of a 100-minute race. For a few laps now, it did not look like Josh was going to attack Ryan, and in the end that was the reason why I tried to type a friendly request into the chat while avoiding crashing my car into the wall. Typing while driving also increased the gap towards Josh, who then was a bit surprised to get such a message from somebody who was not even in his mirrors anymore. However, this is my brief explanation about my dilemma in trying to preserve the drive and safety ratings for me and the players around me. In the end, it was a super fun race. I definitely hope to come across Josh again to have a race where we are not separated from a non-mandatory visit to the pits. I usually don't do videos like this. This is basically my first attempt. So if you come from Josh's channel, and you most likely are, I hope that this adds another perspective to this race. Sorry for the medium quality, but definitely thank you for watching.